There seems to be a lot of movies based on TV shows, and why wouldn't people want to do that? A built-in audience is already in place, and you can provide some great fan service. Well, sometimes. Some movies based on TV shows are deeply loved or even considered classics. And then there's movies like The Smurfs or Garfield. Quite recently, I found out not one, but 3 TV shows are in production right now for the big screen. Adventure Time, Bob's Burgers, and Teen Titans Go. And so with this recent news, I think it's time for us to reflect on past movies that were based on TV shows. And this is what this video is about. The top 10 movies based on TV shows, Volume 1. Either the good, bad, or in between. As long as I think they're worth mentioning, it would be on this list. Let's get to it. Number 10. Like any other fan of the sci-fi genre, I adore The Twilight Zone, with its grim atmosphere and suspense, all being narrated by the eerie Rod Serling. So when I first heard there was a movie, I had to go see it, and to be honest, it's a very good love letter to the original series. In the beginning of the film, you have 2 guys talk about their favorite Twilight Zone episodes, and the movie ends with the original monologue from Rod Serling. That's actually pretty neat. It is pretty lame that only one of the 4 segments is the original story, but I have to say, they are pretty faithful to the original episode. There's some scenes in this movie I actually find scarier than the original show, especially by the segment directed by Joe Dante. I mean, look at that Demon Rabbit! With a lot of great Easter eggs and creative liberties, this movie is a pretty great homage. Unlike its ride, this is a piece of Twilight Zone media I'm gonna enjoy again. Number 9. Okay, for this one, please don't laugh at me. This movie is one of my guilty pleasures. Yes, I know the plot is predictable. Yes, I know the puns are painful. But there's 2 things in this movie I admire. 1. For the exception of Rosie O'Donnell as Betty, the cast is really perfect. And 2. The props are so awesome. From the clothing, the vehicles, the buildings, and the appliances, it looks like it's straight out of the show. I want some of these props. But ignoring those 2 really good things, the movie is just like the show, meaning it's pretty simple and at times kind of cheesy. For a Flintstones movie, I wouldn't ask for anything else. Number 8. Before Nick milked SpongeBob, they milked Rugrats. They had not 1, but 3 theatrical films. So the spot number 8 goes to the very first one, the Rugrats movie. Not only is this the first animated Nick movie, but this is also the first non-Disney movie to gross over $100 million. Jesus, that's impressive, but why this movie? Don't get me wrong, I do like Rugrats. I just don't think this movie is worthy of that title. Yeah, I can see the things that are good with this film. The animation, the jokes are really good. The emotional moments are good too. But I just don't think it's worthy of it. But if it wasn't for the success of this film, we wouldn't be talking about the other animated films on this list. So that gives a plus. My biggest criticism of this film is that it's a musical, and that's okay. It's just that sometimes the songs appear out of nowhere. But the band Devo does this as a song in this movie, and I think that makes it okay. Number 7. Aw, gee. This movie sucks. They start off this movie with the mystery gang splitting up, because you know that's definitely what they would do, only for them to reunite by Mr. Bean, and Scrappy-Doo ends up being the villain. Because you know, people love Scrappy-Doo so much. I'll give this movie this though, the casting is really good, even though this movie probably destroyed these people's careers.
See?
It's nice to know that he found work after this. Number 6.
I never thought I'd see it with my own eye. Tickets to the SpongeBob movie!
When you first watched this movie as a little kid, this was your life. When this film was in production, it was planned to be the series finale. And you could tell, they really brought their A-game here. From the awesome animation, the backgrounds, and the great comedy. Even celebrity guest stars Angelina Jolie and Alec Baldwin brings us something to laugh about.
This is what a real mustache looks like.
And how can I not mention the famous David Hasselhoff cameo?
Who are you?
I'm David Hasselhoff.
When I first watched this as a little kid, I didn't know who he was, but I still laughed. Even after 13 years since this movie's release, I still have very little problem with it. It still makes me laugh, and sometimes it still makes me cry. But I am a little bit upset we didn't see Pax the Pirate. Number 5. I really wish this movie got more recognition. Not only is this the first of 8 Muppet movies, but it's just really funny.
Comment. The band here wants to know. Well, let them read the screenplay.
The songs are really nice too. Granted that people only remember Rainbow Connection, but the other songs in this movie are something really worth listening to.
Moving right along. Footloose and fancy free.
I wish I saw this movie when I was a little kid. I think more parents should show this movie to the kids too. It's just a fun movie that kind of also gives off a good message about following one's dreams. A lot of great music, comedy, and awesome puppeteering. This movie is a hidden gem, so move right on and check it out.
But it's about singing and dancing and making people happy. That's the kind of dream that gets better the more people you share it with.
Number 4. In the 90s, Disney had a cartoon called Goof Troop. It was about Goofy and his son. Yes, Goofy has a son. And it was a product of its time. People still very much like the show. It's just that Disney tried to be cute with it. But the show's movie, a Goofy movie, it has the opposite effect. Yes, there's a lot of, 90s stuff in here, but that kind of just adds to the movie's awesomeness. Because of that, this movie has grown quite the cult following. Now, every time you go around Disneyland, you see a lot of Powerline shirts. Other than its kick-ass songs, this movie is surprisingly emotional. Yeah, a movie starring Goofy can make you feel emotions. The film is about Goofy trying to reconnect with his son, and it's done very well.
Not your little boy anymore, Dad. I've grown up. I've got my own life now. I know that. I just wanted to be part of it.
If you want to get a piece of 90s culture while also being dumbfounded that Goofy can make you cry, this is the movie for you. Now, on to another Disney afternoon movie. Number 3. If you're a kid around my age, chances are you're very much enjoying the 2017 DuckTales, even though you haven't seen the original series. However, when I first heard there was a movie based on the original series, I had to go check it out. So I found a place online to watch it, and it's a very good kids flick. It has great animation, it's adventurous, and Christopher Lloyd plays the villain.
And you shall finally be rewarded for your dubious assistance.
The reason why I brought this up is because I think Disney should consider doing another movie based on their TV shows. I read online because this film was not the financial success Disney hoped it would be, they shelved all other DuckTales films they had planned. Now, I don't want to jinx it, but seeing how the new show is doing so good right now, and if it continues to do good, I think Disney should consider using one of those shelved movie ideas. Number 2.
A couple of mean guys with fire in their eyes, known by the names of...
Probably the only good show to come out of MTV, Beavis and Butthead hit the big screen and Beavis and Butthead do America. This movie's way too epic than it needs to be. It starts with Beavis and Butthead getting their TV stolen, and it ends with them becoming ATF agents.
There's a wonderful and exciting world out there when we discover that we don't need TV to entertain us. He said enough.
Is this movie stupid in its humor? Yes, but that's what makes it so awesome. One of the best parts of this movie is the desert hallucination scene with artwork by Rob Zombie. It's just so bonkers, but strangely awesome.
What's going on?
Also, this movie has one of the best intros ever. Number 1.
There's a bunch of birds in the sky.
Oh my god, I absolutely love this movie. Just after 2 years of the show's release, the great Trey Parker and Matt Stone take South Park to the big screen in South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. With the movie's great commentary on censorship and parent protest groups, it still remains relevant in today's society. And the songs, how can I not mention the songs? The songs are really great. It makes me want to see this movie as a Broadway play. It would do great. Hey, if we can get a Broadway play of SpongeBob, we can get a Broadway play of this. I love this movie. I should probably dedicate a whole video reviewing it. But hey, what I'm saying, if I do that, it probably will come out into next year. A sequel is in production for the year 2020, and it's going to serve as a series finale. Sad, I know, but knowing how much South Park has grown since then, you know it's going to be an epic trip. But until that comes, I'm just going to enjoy South Park as much as I can, and I suggest you do the same.
Thank God we live in the quiet little redneck podunk white trash USA. Can I have 5 tickets to Chairs and Full of Asses of Fire, please?
No!
And that was the top 10 movies based on TV shows, Volume 1. Now tell me in the comment section, what movies do you think I should include in Volume 2? And what TV shows do you want to see turn into a movie? Until we meet again, I hope you like this video and stay gold.